Rio de Janeiro, August 1966. Down at the shore, you have the famous sun-drenched beaches, but looming above the city, the high mountains are often buried under a heavy, suffocating coastal mist. On the afternoon of August 20th, a local teenager hiked up into those clouds. He was looking for a place on the slopes of Vintém Hill to fly his kite, but he stumbled onto an arrangement of bodies that the terrain could not explain. Two men, Manuel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel José Viana, were lying side by side in the brush. They were dressed for a formal office, wearing sharp suits and heavy waterproof raincoats. There were no signs of a struggle, no injuries, and no evidence of a fall. The most specific detail was found on their faces. Both men were wearing hand-cut metal blindfolds, thick plates of lead shaped to fit the bridge of the nose and completely obstruct their vision. The police documented a few objects left in the grass beside them: an empty water bottle, 2 wet towels, and a small weather-worn notebook. Inside that notebook was a set of handwritten instructions that read like a technical manual. 1630, be at the specified location. 1830, ingest capsules. After the effect, protect metals, await signal mask. This mention of capsules should have meant an immediate toxicology screen. However, the coroner's office claimed to be overwhelmed. They skipped the chemical tests entirely, allowing the bodies to decompose until the window for detecting poison or drugs had closed forever. With the chemical evidence lost to the earth, the physical remains are all that's left. Yet those few artifacts are so ambiguous that 3 separate, conflicting paths all lead back to this same spot on the hill. To understand the masks, you have to look at their material. Lead is used for one primary purpose in science. It is a dense shield designed to block high-energy radiation from reaching human tissue. Manel and Miguel were professional electronics technicians. They were also members of a fringe scientific spiritualism group, where members tried to apply the laws of physics to the occult. This group studied passages concerning the intense luminosity of spirits and otherworldly entities, a brightness they believed would be physically blinding to the unprotected eye. On the night the men climbed the hill, local newspapers were flooded with calls about an orange glowing object hovering directly over Vintém Hill, matching the luminosity the men were reportedly preparing for. This raises the possibility that the masks weren't symbolic. They were rudimentary tools designed to protect their vision from the glare of a craft that actually arrived. But we also have to consider the capsules. This occurred in the mid-1960s, a period when underground groups were beginning to experiment with chemicals to alter perception. Some practitioners attempted what is called technological shamanism, using a combination of amateur electronics and a forced chemical shift to perceive dimensions beyond our own. Under this theory, those capsules contained a massive, perhaps lethal dose of psychedelics or poison, designed to trigger a spiritual breakthrough that instead caused a total physical collapse on the hillside. Without the toxicology reports, there is no way to know if they were under the influence of a hallucinogen or a toxin. The medical proof was never collected. Their meticulous, step-by-step approach to a spiritual meeting may have simply resulted in a tragically organized, accidental suicide. There is also the question of what was missing. The men reportedly carried a significant amount of cash to buy supplies in Niterói, but their wallets were found empty. Researcher Jacques Vallée eventually proposed that the paranormal elements were a sophisticated smokescreen, an elaborate setup for a simple robbery. The murder theory suggests that criminal associates lured them up the hill for a supposed experiment, provided the poisoned capsules, and waited for them to die before taking the money and leaving. At the time, Brazil was under a strict military dictatorship. Authorities dismissed fringe spiritual groups to maintain surface-level order. This institutional pressure meant police overlooked the possibility of a staged crime, ignoring potential suspects to close a weird case quickly. This suggests a scenario where the threat didn't descend from the sky or rise from a spirit board. Instead, it was a predator who understood the victim's faith well enough to turn a spiritual ritual into a mechanical execution. Because the forensic window was missed, the lead masks case has moved beyond the reach of modern science. The decomposition of the evidence was total and final. Manuel and Miguel approached the afterlife like an engineering problem. They were technicians who believed the unknown could be managed with arrival times, technical manuals, and hand-soldered equipment. In the end, their hyper-rational preparation led them only to a state of voluntary blindness and a silence that has lasted 60 years. So which theory fits the evidence for you? Was this a lethal overdose, a cold-blooded robbery, or did they actually hear a signal in the dark? Tell us what you think happened on that hill.